Okay, guys. Today we're gonna talk about the white matter. Okay, and before I start talking about this topic, I would like to say a few things about the white matter. I'm gonna use the same illustration that I made for nerve cells in the anterior horn. Now, the white matter of the spinal cord is organized in three main columns. Okay, main columns. We have I'm gonna talk about the columns, okay? That can be also be called funiculi, and they are responsible for transmitting neurosignals between the brain and the rest of the body. And these funiculi, they are divided into tracts or fasciculi, each serving specific functions in motor control. Not only motor control, but also sensory processing and reflex coordination. Now, the three primary funiculi are the anterior funiculi, we have the lateral funiculi, and the posterior funiculi. And they will be located at different positions on the spinal cord. Now, the anterior funiculi is located between the anterior median fissure sorry, and the emerging ventral roots of the spinal nerves. Okay, and main function of the anterior funiculi, we can say that it's primarily involved in transmitting motor signals from the brain to the muscles via the ventral horn, which is something that I'm gonna talk more in the future. We still have a lot of things to cover here, but primarily involved in transmitting motor signals from the brain to the muscles via the ventral horn of the spinal cord. And it contains descending motor pathways, such as corticospinal tract. That the corticospinal tract actually plays an important role in voluntary movement. Okay, this is the anterior funiculi. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna label. Good morning, Nina. Bom dia. Welcome. Okay, welcome, Vitor. Vitor also speaks English. Okay, so anterior funiculi. Let me just label this one. Okay, the anterior funiculus or funiculi. Okay, I hope you can see it. Okay, this video will be later today on my YouTube channel, so if you want to watch the full video, it will be there. Then you can watch, rewatch, take notes, pause, copy the illustration, and carry on with your studies. Okay, so now the lateral folliculi. The lateral folliculi is located between the attachments of the ventral roots, okay, and the dorsal roots. Okay, ventral and the dorsal roots. And basically contain both ascending sensory pathways, spinal thalamic tract, which will carry pain and temperature sensations, and descending motor pathways. Let me think about, maybe I can mention the hubrospinal tract. Okay, I'm gonna save another time to talk about the hubrospinal tract. And this region is crucial for integrating sensory input and motor output. Okay, all these functions in other illustrations I'm gonna show you in the future. We have time. If I cover everything now, it will be too much. Even for me, it's a lot. Lateral funiculi or lateral funiculus. Funiculus. Okay, thank you for the taps, guys. Thank you for the support. Now, we have the posterior funiculi, and the posterior is positioned between the posterior median septum which is this structure here. And I'm gonna do this. Posterior, don't fail. Posterior median septum. Okay. Posterior median septum and the attachments of the posterior roots of the spinal nerve that will come off around this area. Okay. Posterior funiculi. Here is the posterior funiculi or posterior funiculus. I hope you are all having a great day. Okay, so the posterior funiculus is primarily involved in transmitting proprioceptive and tactile sensory information from the body to the brain. There are key tracts within this region, and we can include in these tracts the dorsal column medial lemniscus. I think that this is the correct way to pronounce. Might be wrong. Pathway. Okay, so and then this pathway will carry fine touch, vibration, and position sense. Okay, so what else? Posterior median septum. Okay, this is just additional structures that I decided to label here. The posterior median septum is basically a thin band of connective tissue that runs along the midline of the posterior surface of the spinal cord. If you dissect the spinal cord and if you look at the posterior aspect of the spinal cord, you are going to find the posterior median septum there. And yeah, it acts as a structure that divides or structure divider between the two halves of the posterior white matter. Okay, this part here. And then we have the posterolateral sulcus, which is here. Sorry, too many things here labeled here might be not clear to see. Actually, when you write posterolateral sulcus, you write everything together. But okay, just today, I'm gonna write like this. Okay, don't tell anyone else. Okay, just between us. We have the posterolateral sulcus, and this groove is located on the lateral surface of the spinal cord, where the posterior roots. Let me see if I can find another illustration to show you here. Where the posterior roots, this one, okay, of the spinal nerve attach. And this sulcus is basically important for the entry of sensory fibers into the spinal cord. Sensory fibers, always remember, posterior root sensory, anterior root motor. And then we have, what else we have here? We have the posterior septum, posterolateral, and then we have the emerging ventral root of spinal nerve. Let me just write down here, emerging ventral root of spinal nerve. Okay, so here is where the ventral roots emerge. Okay, and they will emerge from the anterior gray horn. Okay, anterior gray horn of the spinal cord, and basically contains motor neurons, as I mentioned before. And these motor neurons will innervate skeletal muscles. Usually damage to this region can result in paralysis or muscle weakness. And then we have the median the anterior median fissure. This one. Not septum, fissure, okay? I'm saying this because I always make confusions when I learn, when I try to explain. I usually say, oh, posterior median fissure, but actually posterior is septum, anterior is fissure. Do you make this kind of mistake sometimes? Let me know. I always make these mistakes, but hard in Portuguese, even harder in English. Now we have the anterior median fissure here. This is the deep longitudinal groove running along the running along the ventral surface of the spinal cord, and this it serves as a landmark for identifying the anterior funiculus, and in my opinion, is crucial, especially for surgical approach to the spinal cord, which is something that we can talk another time. Now, clinically, injury to the anterior funiculus, which I'm going to do now, I'm gonna do this. The anterior funiculus will be in blue, okay? Anterior funiculus. Will be in blue, okay? Anterior funiculus injuries usually will result in loss of voluntary motor function, and this will happen because of the disruption of the descending motor pathways, okay? For example, damage to the corticospinal tract leads to hemiplegia or quadriplegia, depending on the level of the injury. Okay, remember that we have different levels of injury along the spinal cord that affect different parts of the body. Now, let me take another color. Let's use the yellow one. Oh no, I already put the yellow one for another thing. Maybe the orange. To the posterior lateral funiculus. Let's use the orange to the lateral funiculus. Injuries on the lateral funiculus usually affected both sensory and motor functions, and damage to the spinal thalamic tract usually cause loss of pain, temperature sensation, and what else? Oh, thank you, Celia. Thank you. And injuries to the hubrospinal tract can impair coordinated movements. Okay, try to remember this. Or again, the video will be on my YouTube channel, which is the same name, not Leo Soma et Chen, is Visual Med by Leo. Okay, Visual Med by Leo. I already have a lot of videos just about neuroanatomy, and I'm gonna expand this. Okay, neuroanatomy is just the beginning. When we start the digestive tract, it will start to get really interesting, because I'm gonna make the connections with these things here. I will make the connections of these things with the new that I will bring to you. Okay, so I'm gonna use the pink one. Okay, the pink one will be for the posterior funiculi. Thank you for the support, guys. Thank you for the support. Injuries on the posterior funiculi usually result in sensory deficits. Okay, particularly affecting the proprioception and the fine touch. And there are a few conditions like tabes dorsalis, which is a late complication of syphilis that can selectively damage the dorsal column medial lemniscus pathway, and this will lead to ataxia and sensory loss. I'm gonna talk about these specific conditions later in another time. Okay, another time. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. So here we have the 3 funiculus, okay? Which one with a specific function. Yeah, and this is what I wanted to share. I don't have anything else now to share. Oh, sorry. Let me just finish this illustration. Okay, guys. Again, I'm going to leave now. Usually, I do these lives at 9:30 a.m. around 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends of my schedule, but this is what I have for today. And tomorrow and Sunday, and I will not make any video. Okay, I'll not make any video. What causes muscle loss on one side of the body? It depends. It depends. It can be that we have so many factors that can affect one side of the body. Sometimes the injury is on the other side. Let's say you have the right, but the injury can affect the left side of the spinal cord. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why sometimes osteopaths, when they see patients, or even physiotherapists or chiropractors, they approach the opposite side of the body when they want to treat any specific side that is injured. Okay, it can be anything. It's hard. I could give you a few names, but it's not so simple. It's not so simple. It would be easy. It would be like take a pill to to just fix a problem, but it's not. It's way more complex. But this is one of the reasons. Sometimes the same area might be affected, and you need to think about have the proper assessment when you see your physio, chiropractor, acupuncturist, or osteopathy. Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. Try to take this information out with you and just reflect a bit. I'm not sure if you do exercise, but if you do exercise, try to approach exercise that will improve not only the affected area, but also the other area as well. Okay. I'm not sure. Everything depends of the injury, but it's better to talk with your physio, or I don't know, if you are having, if you have treatments with someone that follows a more holistic approach, like a osteopathy chiropractor or acupuncturist. Maybe talk with them. They will probably know better. If I was your therapist, I would have a different approach of other people. So yeah. Okay, so when we get to this topic, meningitis, we can maybe clarify a little more, but I need to prepare the topic, and then we can dive deeper. Even me with my background, sometimes I need to dive even deeper to really understand the nuances of the condition. it's not something that I treat every day. Most of my clients, they usually come because I work much more with Chinese medicine, and most of my clients, when they usually come for treatments with me, they come to deal with anxiety, depression, uh, some people to treat cancer. Yeah, I'm not too much into the field of musculoskeletal. I do teach rehab Pilates, Tai Chi, and Qigong sometimes, but yeah, let's educate ourselves together, because what I've been doing here is to help you all to understand a little more about your body, and also to help myself as well. Because we never know, it's hard to know everything, and when it comes to the human body, is way more complex. It's almost like it's not so simple like when you go to treat just a specific muscle. It's way complex. There are a lot of things connected that might affect the function of the function of the body, the balance of the body. Okay, so yeah, Nina, Vitor, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out here with me. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna finish the live. I'm gonna take this video, and then I will upload this video on my YouTube channel. There are a few other videos there if you want to have a look. The other videos are also about neuroanatomy. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I hope they help you to understand more about your body. Later today, I'm gonna be probably, I'm not sure yet, but I will probably do a live in Portuguese. And yeah, mornings English, just to remind you guys, mornings English, afternoon Portuguese. When I submit my thesis, I will have more time, so then I'm gonna extend the topic, and I will make the connection with the traditional Chinese medicine, and try to help people to understand a little more about this modality of therapy that is not too popular here in the UK as chiropractic or osteopathy, but it's very efficient, and in China probably know that is quite popular. Even you can even find hospitals offering this service. Okay, I'm gonna go there. Well, glad that you're enjoying. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Victor. Glad that you're enjoying. Guys, I'm gonna go now, and I will see you later. Okay? So, have a lovely day, and then see you next time. Bye. Bye, Nina. Bye, Victor. Thank you.